We got a great little recipe in store for you today. We're going to do a pork chop casserole. Okay, now pork chops are funny because you can get them on sale, you can get them with the bone in, you can get center cuts. There's a lot of different variations that you can do on the pork chops. What I did is for, this segment that we have is cooking on a shoestring budget, CNY flavor, that's what we try to do. So I bought a little center cut pork loin right here that I'm going to hand cut myself. I can get 6 chops out of this, no problem, for a total cost $7.91, okay? You're looking at a little over, 3 pounds here? Yeah, almost 3 pounds, which is plenty to feed a family of 4 to 6 people. I'm going to hand cut this, got some sliced onions we'll put on top, regular tomato soup. You'll use 1 can of tomato soup, 1 can of water. We'll mix in a bowl to go over the top. I got some nice asparagus here, got them on sale. And what we'll do with that is after about an hour in the oven, we'll lay the asparagus on top with a little oregano. And I've got a cup of rice, cooked rice, okay? So we're just going to use the minute rice here. Got the water on, half a cup of rice will make 1 cup of cooked rice, okay? So let's get started. This is real easy, real basic. I'm going to show you how to cut the pork chops, save a few bucks there. Brown them up, get them in your casserole dish. Whole thing takes about an hour and a half, and you're ready to eat. Here we go. Okay, now what I did was I took the pork out of the package and I actually washed it. A lot of people don't realize that when you take a piece of meat that's cryovac like that and it sits in its juices, sometimes it's a brine that they put for preservative, to make it last longer. It's good to wash all that stuff off. So after opening it, and it gets a little slimy and stuff, people think, oh, it's bad or it's been aged, and that's not necessarily the case. So what you do, it's cryovac, took it out, it's nice, it's tender now, it's not all slimy like it would if I just put it on the cutting board. It's easy to handle that way too. So what we're going to do is, what I always do is I'll take how many pork chops do I want out of it. On this particular one I want about 6 to 7. So I'll just take it and in my mind I'll just come across, or if you want you can just score it like this too. Okay, to see how many you're going to get out, and then you know where you want to cut. So this particular way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I'm going to get 8 out of here. Okay, so take it and you just cut it down, holding it. Always remember the knife safety. And these are nice thick pork chops. Let me show you a little trick too. Sometimes when you plump them up, take them and you stretch them, okay? And look at how big that got compared to what it was. See, look at the difference in that, just by stretching it out before you actually cook it. So there's 2, 3, 4. See, it's falling apart at the end. 5, so I will get 6. Did them a little thicker. Nice thick ones here. Stretch them out. I don't take the fat off because that gives a good taste in it. Okay, you can always take that off afterwards as you're eating it. And what we're going to do now is we're going to take this, we're going to go over to the stove, and I'm actually going to brown it. And it's just a quick brown. I have the stove on. I got some butter melting in the stove. And what it is searing. You're just going to sear it, get a browning on each side, put it right in the casserole dish. I'm going to come back and I'm going to cut the onion up here, slice on top. Do the tomato soup. We'll be ready to rock and roll. Hey, welcome to Crazy Otto's Empire Diner. That's 100 West Albany Street right here in downtown Herkimer. You may remember me or notice me as the host at CNY Flavor. You can come on that website at cnyflavor.com and learn all about the cooking show that airs on Tuesdays, every Tuesday. But we're talking about Crazy Otto's Empire Diner right now. You know, a lot of times you see TV shows, you wonder if the cook, the chef is there, if he really actually cooks or he actually is in a restaurant. Well, I'm one of the guys that have been there, done that, and is still doing it. Right here, you can come in, you can see me cook. I'm here virtually every day. Here at Crazy Otto's, they don't call us crazy for nothing. Everything here is fresh and homemade. As you can see, we fresh slice our tomato. Everything's done fresh to order. Doing actually a BLT right now. This is Michael, also happens to be my son. Hey, all right. Hey, welcome to Crazy Otto's. Come on in, give us a try. You won't be disappointed. Okay, so we have the butter melted. We're doing it on a medium heat, as you can tell here. Getting it ready to sear these and brown them up. And what we're going to do is just basically layer them out in the pan. Ooh, hear that sizzle? That's when you know your pan is hot enough. Alright, so we got nice 6 pork chops here. See, as you can see, fit right in the pan. And you're just going to let them sit and sear up because they are going to bake off in the oven. And the purpose of this is you're searing in the juice. Okay, I believe you've heard me on other episodes when I talk about Ray Kroc and the McDonald brothers when Ray bought them out and they perfected the art of searing beef. And what that did real quick was they would put it on the grill and sear it with a certain amount of pressure, flip it over and sear it. That's seared in all the juices. Same thing when you're cooking at home. You're cooking pork, you're cooking beef, you're even cooking chicken. There's a way to braise it, there's a way to sear it, and then when you cook it off in the oven, it just retains all the juices and it just marries it all in together. So that's all we're trying to do here. We're not trying to cook this all the way through. So we're just cooking the outside, searing it up here. Coming out a little white, you know, you don't want it all the way brown. Now you can hear that searing up really, really nice. I'm flipping them over one more time. See, pork too, a lot of people, when you're talking about minimum internal temperatures of cooking pork, you know, pork can still be pink inside and be done. I want you to understand that. Because sometimes when people will cut into the pork and it's a little pink, they say, oh, that's not cooked. No, it is cooked, okay? And it's just a certain way that you cook it. You still get all your microorganisms, bacteria out of it by cooking it to a minimum internal temperature. But when people see that pink, they think that it's not cooked. Again, it's not like the old days when you had to cook it like shoe leather to make sure that all your bacteria and microorganisms were cooked out of it. It's not like that today. So here we are, and as you can see, some are a little browned up, all seared in. The juices are all there. They're ready to go into the casserole dish, so I'm going to shut this off. I wanted to show you while I'm over here. I told you about the rice. I had put the rice on, and so it's still not quite done. It's that 5-minute rice. Get the water boiling. Half a cup of rice will cook 1 cup. 1 cup of water, half a cup of rice, cooks about a cup. And this is still all fluffing up and absorbing the water. And you know, you shut off the heat, take it off the heat, let it sit, and it'll fluff up, and then you flake it up with your fork. So this is ready to go. I'm ready to go back over to my little prep table there, and I'm going to do the tomato soup and get everything else ready. Here we go. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do now is I'm just going to slice up the onion. Now remember, I said it depends on how you cut your pork. It's the same thing with your onion. I've got 6 pork chops, so I'm going to cut 6 slices of the onion, okay? And as everything, you know, it's cut straight down. Watch your fingers. Make sure that your knuckles are the guide. Take it, hold it, cut it right in. Take out your outer skin. Get that off. Okay, and then you're just going to take it and you're just going to slice it straight down. See, now the smaller ones I'll use a couple, okay? This is an actual small onion. And these I'm just going to lay across the tops of the pork chops, okay? So I'm just going to put this off to the side and I'll ring them on top. Regular condensed tomato soup. You're going to take this, put it in a bowl. Now don't cook it, okay? Because remember, it's going to cook off in the oven. I got my oven preheating at 350 degrees. So we're going to go with 1 can of tomato soup, 1 can of water. Take that. Get my little trusty whisk here. Get this all ready to go. Now the way you're going to layer this, okay, is you're going to take the pork chop, you're going to put them in the casserole. Then you're going to take your rice and you're going to put your rice on top. And then your onion and then your tomato sauce, you're going to drizzle it all over. That's how you're going to bake it off, okay? So I've got all my ingredients ready to go. I'm going back over to the stove there and I'm going to put it all together for you.
Perfect Game Imaging strives to deliver sport action photography that renders images that without us, our clients and customers would normally not even see. I can't tell you how many viewers of our images have asked, "How did you get that shot?" Or, "I didn't even see that happen during the game." It is our mission to have our action shots hanging on the walls of the athletes' families' homes and offices as centerpieces to be cherished for a lifetime.
Okay, so I'm ready to transfer the pork chops right over to the pan, and you're just going to layer them out. Get that closer for the juice there. Okay, so we have our pork chops in the casserole dish. I can't remember what I said earlier about the sliced onion or the rice, but it's the sliced onion that goes on the pork chop first, and then we'll put the rice on top. So you're basically just going to take some rings and you're just going to put them right on top. It'll give it such a good flavor going in. And as it cooks, it'll melt down, you know, the juices and stuff in the onion as they cook will go down into it. So basically, I don't know if you can see this really good, but you're just ringing your pork chops. And now you're going to take your rice, and this has all been heated up. You're just going to take a nice little spoonful here, or a couple of tablespoons, put them right on top of the onion and the pork chop. Okay. And if you do it right, just about a cup will handle 6 nice pork chops just like this. Okay. See? Okay. So now we're going to take the tomato soup and we're just going to drizzle this all over the pork chops. Okay. Right in like that. It cooks it all, marries it all, comes in all together. Now the asparagus that we're going to open up, this isn't until after an hour. I've got the oven set at 350. I'm going to put it in the oven for 1 hour. At the end of the hour, I'm going to take and I'm going to layer my asparagus all over the top and then some oregano on top of that for another half hour. So in an hour and a half, this whole process is done. You can feed 6 people comfortably with this. Let's put it in the oven. Oh, these pork chops are looking so good. Pork chop casserole here. Okay, so we got it done. We're in our last half hour, okay? Gotta look at my little spice rack here for some oregano. Now look at the way this is coming out here. God, that's beautiful. Now I'm going to take the asparagus, okay, and I'm going to put them right over. I already took the tops off of the can. And so I'm just going to layer these right across each one. Look at that. And my hands have been washed and sanitized. Okay, so we got those nice on that. Take a little bit of oregano, just sprinkle it right across the top. Nice oregano, boom. And now, this goes back in the oven for the last 30 minutes, okay? And they'll droop down, they'll cook off. Oh, this is gonna be good. So we're putting it back in 350 degrees for 30 more minutes. All right, we're ready to pull this pork chop casserole out of the oven. It's been an hour and a half. You saw the stages that we did. Oh, look at this. The asparagus, the oregano, the tomato soup, pork chops underneath. Now, one of the things, okay, that I should have told you here, let me find my spoon here, is that as you're cooking it too, you can come down into it and take and you know, baste some of the sauce and the thing that drizzled down right on top. So this is how it comes out. Quick, easy, economical. Your family will love you for this. You can feed 6 people comfortably. 4 if you're hungry. Give a couple pork chops with the asparagus. The asparagus are a great touch. Now I want to tell you too, if you have a different vegetable, you can use it. Okay, like green beans. You can use French cut green beans. Those are good on top of it too. I like the asparagus. It's all ready to go. Let's dig in.
Is this who you'd call if you need a mechanic? Is this who you'd call if you need a babysitter? No Sheep Designs is the right call for your business when you need professional, affordable web development, photography, or video production. With a decade of experience, we have the knowledge and passion to bring your project to life for much less than you'd expect. Visit NoSheepDesigns.com today to see how we can help you.
Hey, Scott Trainer here, host of CNY Flavor, and we have a great show in store for you here. A good little segment. I'm here with Keith Stahl at the Napoleon Cafe. I'm looking around feeling like maybe I'm on the island of Elba there where Napoleon got exiled to. But this is actually on Madison and Main Street, which is Highway 46 right here in downtown Oneida. And Keith, it's a privilege and an honor to get to sit here in such an old building in such a well-established business. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us.
Well, it's great to have you out here. Thanks for coming out.
Tell me, you know, I'm sitting in here, everything's really rustic, and you got these beautiful ceilings and the tin ceilings, and it's a real homey atmosphere. How long have you been at this location?
I personally have been out here 10 years. It'll be 8 years as the owner on August 5th. So I'm going on a decade out here.
What are your hours?
We're open for lunch from 11 to 3, Monday through Fridays. And we do a themed dinner once a month, which is generally the 3rd Friday of every month.
Now, you guess from the name, European blend, but it's really not European. Tell me your concept.
Yeah, I mean, I call it Nouveau American cuisine. We're pretty much eclectic. You know, we have a lot of paninis on the menu and wraps and really good upscale gourmet salads, homemade soups, 5 or 6 homemade soups on the menu every day. I come from a creative family. You know, my father is a commercial artist and his father was a commercial artist. And everybody wondered why I'm not a commercial artist. Well, I use my creative skills in cooking.
Some of the mixtures that you do are a little unconventional, but they seem to work. Tell me a little bit about your salads.
Well, they're all they're upscale gourmet type salads that you can eat as a meal, and some of them were kind of discovered serendipitously. Okay. You know, we make our own house dressing, which is a honey vinaigrette. We make our own Caesar dressing, which has garlic and Asiago cheese in it. And they look identical. And one day they were blended by mistake, and somebody was bold enough to taste it, and it was good. It was like a sweet kind of an Asian Caesar salad. We ended up running it as a special with mandarin oranges, and we put some snow peas on it and some bean sprouts, and it was so popular that people started ordering it for their catered functions. You know, somebody ordered it for a wedding rehearsal dinner, you know, for 30 people. You know, I'm eating something at dinner, say in another restaurant, and you know, you kind of get the thought that this would go well with something else, and it's fun to kind of incorporate different ingredients and to experiment a lot like a painter, you know, might take different colors and experiment, and some of them aren't good. Some of them turn out to be, you know, just brown and are discarded. But then every once in a while, you discover something through trial and error. You know.
See, he is an artist.
So I guess it is. There's definitely, you know, creativity involved in it.
What's your favorite thing on the menu? What do you like to cook?
And probably the best item on our menu, our best-selling item, that I will eat at least once a week. We have a what we call the salad of all seasons, which is a garden salad with teriyaki chicken and pistachios and raisins and crumbly blue cheese and fresh fruit and our homemade honey vinaigrette dressing. It just makes you feel good. It tastes good. It's refreshing. It's healthy. It'll fill you up.
Now, I never heard it described as salad being a comfort food, but the way he just described it, it sounds like a comfort food.
So one of the customers calls it her feel-good salad. She comes in and she'll even say, I want my feel-good salad, and I know what she means. You know?
Okay. Being in a small town like this, you must have a lot of regulars.
Oh, we have people coming in, you know, 3-4 times a week. We have people coming in. Sometimes they come in for lunch and they come in for the themed dinner. You know, they're eating it twice a day, and you know everybody by name. You know them by order. For example, I know Vic from Sergio and Cuomo is allergic to mushrooms. He doesn't have to say it when he calls and orders. No mushrooms on his stuff. Frank from Wilbur Duck Chevy, no onions. Don't put any onions on anything he orders. You know, Claudia from Bailey and Haskell, pitcher of iced tea on the table, always, as soon as she walks in. It goes on and on. Marcia from Oneida Dental, extra crispy bacon, always. And I mean, they'll call and I'll answer the phone and they'll say it's me. And what's remarkable is I know who it is.
Right.
You know?
I think one of the things about a restaurant, a successful restaurant, once you start going and you get the passion, it's really about the relationships. And the relationships that we start building with these customers become unique and priceless. I have owned 12 different restaurants. I still know a lot of the customers. I currently own one here in New York, and I'm involved in some in California. And I see them, and it's like family. That they become like family. You know what they like, what they don't like. They know your kids. You do have a wife. Mm-hmm. Would you like to say hi to your wife on?
Sure, I'll say hi to Mary. She's thrilled that I bought this restaurant 10 years ago, because she works full-time, but I kind of dragged her out here on her days off. She comes out on Tuesdays and has to cater. We do the Rotary luncheon at the Calet Theater every Tuesday, and she does that. She's been doing that for years and years. It's supposed to be her day off. She comes out and caters with us for weddings and different events. And, so I appreciate the support greatly. I couldn't do it without her. Right. Tried to do it without her initially, but it's a lot of work.
Yes.
You know? So.
And you have a son?
I have a son, Cody, who is a junior at Bucknell University, and he came up with our slogan, which is Waterloo Waiting For, which is on our T-shirts, Napoleon Battle of Waterloo Waiting For. He came up with that when he was 10 years old, and I think he's still pretty proud of that. I'm pretty proud of that. It was pretty clever.
So you have not met your Waterloo
I have not
yet.
met my Waterloo yet. Going on 10 years here in Oneida, and Well, like you say, it's important to know your customers, and you got to keep them coming back, especially in a small town.
You mentioned, which is important too, to-go orders. So you do to-go orders over the phone.
We do to-go orders over the phone. We deliver. We cater a lot of office functions, big ones, small ones. We do weddings. We've catered weddings for over 300 people out of this small restaurant.
For the people that are out there now watching the show that don't know your phone number or your website, I'm going to ask you that because they may like to call and get a delivery or to go or have you cater something.
Sure.
So
the phone number is easy. It's 363-0000. So I'm pretty proud of that phone number. And the website is www.napoleoncafe.com. Our daily specials are on that website. Our monthly themed dinner menu is on the website. All our catering menus are there. There are pictures. We're also on Facebook. A lot of our customers are on Facebook. Small town. We're all friends and family here.
is there anything that you'd like to say to the viewers out there that maybe have not tried this restaurant yet?
I think, we pride ourselves on not only is pretty much everything is homemade here, but we roast our own meats. If you order a roast beef sandwich anywhere in town or a turkey sandwich anywhere in town, you're going to get a processed piece of meat. Might not be a bad processed piece of meat, but if you get it from us, you're getting turkey that we roasted. You're getting like your Thanksgiving turkey. That's what you're getting, the real deal. Mm. Same with the roast beef. We get a top round, we roast it, we slice it, we cook our own corned beef brisket. Nobody in town does that. So there's an easy way and there's a right way. And I feel like we're doing it the right way. And if you can tell the difference between a processed piece of meat and something that is fresh out of the oven, then this is the place. You're going to come in, you're going to get really high quality, high end, product, even in your simple deli sandwich, and you're going to pay virtually the same price you're going to pay at a fast food.
So you got great price point, comparable with the locals. It's just the quality is that much better.
I appreciate you coming out here.
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Scott.
it, Keith. Okay.